crop up among adolescents, and I thought it was a great question. This mom was trying to get her girls ready, and particularly sensitive just to their overall health. So where do you start and what's likely to come up? Typically, you're going to see communicable diseases, and that would include things like the common cold, strep throat, pink eye, and I'll tell you, ones that you don't normally hear about are whooping cough and gastroenteritis. Now we tell parents, do not let your kids use each other's utensils because that's how they pick it up. Number two, typically what you will see is recurrent headaches. About 75% of most teenagers will experience them at some point. If they become recurrent and continue on a regular basis, they may be the beginning of migraines or cluster headaches, so parents be mindful of that. Number three, sleep issues. Sleep disorders can be a common problem in teens. Most teens will need 8 to 9 hours of sleep. They generally don't get that. And so if this problem consists, it can trigger other kinds of conditions like asthma. So parents be very mindful. Fatigue, you're going to see a lot of it. Teens are going to complain about that when school starts. Part of this is normal, getting back to the transition of the schedule. However, if a teen cannot meet the demands of his day, then it's time to get this evaluated. Next, chest pains. We don't typically think of chest pains in teenagers. However, chest pains has become an issue for primary care physicians to address. Hypertension and high cholesterol are now showing up among our adolescents. So parents, if a teen continues to complain about chest pains, make sure you take a look at it. Mental health issues. Again, we talk so often about mental health issues like generalized anxiety, obsessive compulsive disorder, impulsive behaviors, inattentive behaviors. They are likely to appear during adolescence. As these demands amount for adolescents, these conditions are likely to occur. They're more vulnerable to them, so parents, if these characteristics appear for more than 6 to 8 weeks, it's time to get in there and evaluate it. Weight fluctuations. And for parents, that's always a big issue because teenage girls are likely to complain about weight gain or weight loss. However, if it's sudden and if it is unexpected and it comes on pretty quickly and it stays for a period of time, it's time to let the primary care physician take a look at that. Hygiene problems. We don't typically think of that as being an issue that comes up, but we certainly like to see it emerge during adolescence. And so if you find that you're being mindful of it, parents pay attention. Sports safety. Make sure your teen is hydrated. There's so many kids about to embark upon sports or they've been playing sports for a long time, so parents need to be real careful about that. Concussions have become prominent among our athletes, particularly among post-concussion evaluations. Parents, it's important to know the new guidelines regarding concussions. This is a very serious issue. It is also important to understand social media dynamics. Significant changes in behavior and online addiction is likely to occur during adolescence. So parents, make sure you monitor all social media. Caffeine and energy drink overexposure. The use of caffeine and energy drinks. Teens are more likely to try this, and unfortunately, if they're partying and they match that with alcohol, the potential dangers are enormous. Blood pressure issues, tachycardia. Overuse of over-the-counter medications. That's also important to monitor. Too many times, kids are taking things like caffeine medicines, diet pills, laxatives. Pay attention to what they have, Sudafeds, herbals. Eating disorders are likely to occur during adolescence. That's also going to emerge if you see, once again, the changes in the weight. Finally, the use of substances. Marijuana, alcohol, all of these are going to crop up during the adolescent years.
And these are a lot of great tips. And real quick, too, a very big tip, especially as parents get ready for their kids to go back, communication. You say it's very important that teens always have an open line of communication with their parents. Sometimes these can just be symptoms of something bigger.
Absolutely. Sometimes something bigger, but I think to keep those communication lines open makes you aware, makes you on top of these things.
Because otherwise you may not even know.
Absolutely.
All right, family therapist Jane Marks, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to have you here. Certainly appreciate it. I know you're going to be loving the sunshine.